What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a really special video that has been requested from you guys 2 videos ago. We put it up in the video and it said, would you guys like to see a video on how I practice? And a lot of you guys said yes in the comments, so I want to bring this video for you guys. This video is going to be mostly how I would practice for a college tournament. So it's not just a how I practice video, but it's a how I practice to go play a round of golf, go play competitive golf. It's not really just coming out here and just practicing hitting balls. It's more of a purpose of getting ready to go play golf. Because I know a lot of you guys don't have a ton of time to always practice, so this is really good if you're just trying to warm up quick and really get dialed in for that round of golf. Let's get to it.
All right, what are we starting with here, Grant? Okay, how are we getting it dialed? What's the chips that,
right.
What's the range here?
Right. So this is just chipping, and I can kind of, I might move back to a little bit of pitching, but
explain the difference between a chip and a pitch, because I've seen some comments, people asking.
Chipping is when you're when your feet are together and you're only hitting it a short distance. Pitching is when you have a little bit longer of a swing. I would say pitching starts around
20 yards.
Yeah, 20 to 30 yards. That's when a pitch starts. But inside of that, you're mostly chipping. So if I was if I was just getting ready right now to head out and play a round of golf, I would first start out, I would grab 3 balls. And the thing I'm working on when I'm chipping, guys, I'm always trying to utilize the bounce of the club, which is the bottom part of the club here when I'm chipping. I'll do a separate video on just chipping, but right now when I'm chipping, I'm just trying to get a feel of what it is to use the bounce of the club and sweep. I don't want to be digging and hitting a lot, and I don't want to be taking a lot of turf. So when I'm chipping, I'm trying to sweep the ball, make clean, crisp contact, just like that. So I'll hit 1 ball from there, and then what I do when I'm chipping is I like to put myself at different locations. I don't want to always hit the same shot over and over and over again. I see a lot of people that just grab a bunch of balls and hit the same shot over and over, but when you're on the golf course, you're never going to have the same shot twice. I like to go to different locations. Now I'll come over here and I'll hit the same, I'm going to stay around the same yardage, but it's a different angle coming into this pin. So I'm kind of I'm trying to reenact what it would be like on the course. Those are 2 really solid shots. Gonna come over, hit the 3rd shot here. Another thing that I'm always focusing on too when I'm chipping is where my weight is. I'm making sure my weight is on my left side here and I'm sweeping. Weight is on my left side and I'm sweeping. A lot of people when they chip, they get over the ball like this and they put those hands way ahead, feet super far to the left, and just stab. That's the worst thing you can do. I want to make sure I'm sweeping, hitting high, soft shots into the pin. I do have a 60 degree here. That was good. I hit that perfect. It just came out I just carried it a little bit too far, but that was perfect. I know you guys have been asking a lot about the labs too. We're gonna have a good labs video. It's gonna be Garrett. He's gonna be doing the chipping aspect of it, but we're gonna talk about what we feel. I'm gonna be asking Garrett what he likes to do for his chipping, and that's gonna be a really good video for you guys to learn a lot about what goes through our head when we're chipping. All right, so now I'd probably move back a little bit longer. I started out with the 3 shots. That's more of the chipping, kind of, it's a really short shot. Now I'd move back. I probably have about 30 yards here. Now I'm working on a little bit bigger of a swing and getting the feel dialed in. That's the thing with these shots too, with these a little bit longer, it's probably, like I said, 30 yards. I'm trying to drive it in there a little bit lower with a lot of spin. So it's like a 1 hop and grab.
Oh, my spin of destiny.
That's the goal, guys. That 1 hop stop like that, low, that's what we got to do. That's what I see a lot of the touring pros do, is these low wedges where they're spinning a ton and they're keeping them, they're not floating them through the air, they're hitting them in there nice and low.
Oh,
a little bit long. That's 3. See, the grouping here is what I'm really looking for, is a consistent grouping. Because if you can get 3 shots consistently in the same general area, you know you're repeating a solid motion and you're gonna be good on the course, getting up and down.
I'd talk about bunker shots here. Grant?
So after I do chipping and pitching from different locations with 3 balls. I'll take those same 3 balls and I'm gonna head over to the sand, the bunker area, because we need to test out how the sand is. That's one big thing. Each course may have a little bit different sand. So I'm gonna come over here, hit 3 shots out of this sand, get a really good feel if it's thicker or if it's a little bit lighter. You just never know. I'm gonna hit 3 shots.
Right here, guys. There to there. Standard bunker shot too. Nice.
So immediately right there, there's not a ton of sand in these bunkers. So usually if it's like this in the practice area, it's most of the time like that on the course. Not always. These are not real fluffy bunkers. So right immediately I know that since it's not as fluffy, I'm gonna shallow out my angle of attack a little bit more and just pick it, not get so steep on it. One more shot here. Try and get a little bit more spin on this.
Ooh.
All right. So now I got a feel for the sand. I hit my pitches, hit some sand shots. Now I'm feeling good. Now I got an idea on how my short game's feeling for the day. Gonna go hit some putts now and feel the speed of the greens. It's all, at the end of the day, guys, when I'm practicing for a competitive event, I'm trying to get a feel for the course because each course is different. That's just how it is. Every course has different green speeds, bunkers are different, everything's different. I'm constantly adjusting to a new environment, so this is good. All right, guys, heading over to the putting green here. I wanna make this clear though, a routine before a round of golf and practicing is kind of personal to each person because it's just like a free throw. If you think about it in basketball, each person may have a different routine before they shoot a free throw. It's just like in golf right here. I'm doing a routine that's comfortable for me and getting a feel for the golf course and getting a feel for the round of golf. That's at the end of the day, I'm trying to really get dialed in and get my feel good. So
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. So when I start out putting, I'm always gonna use one of these. This is an eye line, it's a mirror. It shows you where your eyes are in relationship to the ball. So I'll come over here and I'll pick a straight uphill putt from about 4 feet. And all I'm trying to do is look into this mirror and make sure my eyes are directly over top of the ball. I don't want them too far inside like this or too far over top. I want my eyes directly over top of the golf ball. That is the key. This is what I'll start out with real quick, and then I'll move on to a drill I do before I tee off. So, hit a bunch of 4-footers there. That's just working on setup. That's not really getting ready for the course. That's more focusing on technique, setup. And now, what I'll do is I'll hit a bunch of putts from around the 4-foot range, just around the cup here with different breaks. One putt's gonna be right to left, one putt's gonna be left to right, and then a straight putt. And that's just hitting different putts, you know, preparing myself for the course. So I'm gonna be going through my routine as if it was a real putt. Boom. Bam. Bop.
Well done.
I worked on technique, I worked on different breaks. Now finally I'm gonna work on speed. And that's gonna be a little bit longer putts, trying to get a feel for how fast the greens are.
Just lag it up there, Grant.
Lag putting was usually one of my strengths, but recently in these good videos, I'm like struggling with lag putting. It's weird. I usually can lag it from anywhere, but I think it's a lot to do with the mindset. I'm not thinking about the next putt as much. All right, so now I'm gonna hit this is about a 30-foot putt, and this is just trying to dial it in that 2-foot radius. I'm trying to either get it 2 feet past or around the cup. You can't be always perfect on a putt this long.
It's good. Getting a feel for the speed.
Yeah, I like that.
This is learning the course, right, Grant?
Right, getting a feel. Screens are pretty nice, rolling smooth. They're not super fast, they're not super slow, they're kind of medium.
Now that's a perfect putt right there.
Yep.
Just past the hole.
That's the speed I want right there, just giving it a chance. I usually always do give it a chance. I usually hit it a little bit too hard, but.
Now that's the Grant speed I'm used to.
I just bring it to life, guys. I said I usually hit it a little bit too hard. I hit that too hard. That's not good speed. First 2 putts though, you know, those were good speed. I'll take that. This is a good little circle. When I'm putting from 30 feet like that, I'm trying to get it within this 2-foot circle. So those first 2 putts were good. Last one, you know, it needs some work. It's not a little bit too hard. You don't want to leave yourself with that range from 30 feet. You want to always be leaving yourself with tapping. So we worked on technique, different breaks, and then speed. Those are 3 things. And this all happens, you know, rapid fire. When I'm getting ready for a tournament, you usually show up around 45 minutes to an hour before your tee time. I always head over to the chipping green, pitching, putting, and now we're gonna head over to the range. We're waiting for the sun to go down. We're gonna get some ball flights. Swing has been feeling great. And then I'll go through my bag a little bit and I'll tell you what goes through my mind when I'm on the range before a round of golf.
There you go.
When I come to the range, right away, I'm gonna grab an alignment stick. I do not have an alignment stick, so I'm just gonna use a club. It works the same. And we're gonna just pick out a target. Like that red flag, and that's just setting up so I'm not forming any bad habits on the range right away. I got that stick down. Now all I can focus on, my alignment's good, so now I can focus on warming up, getting loose, and getting ready for the round. I usually hit, you know, I'll go from 60 to a pitching wedge, to a 7-iron, to a 4-iron, to a hybrid 3-wood driver. So I don't hit every club, but I skip around and just hit the clubs that I think are the essentials. Hitting some short shots, just getting loose, because my back, I've had back issues in the past, and that's a lot to do with not warming up properly and getting my body loose. I do not always stretch, so I start out with a lot, really small swings and then work my way up.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
60 degree, now gonna hit some pitching wedges. Not a ton going through my head other than just getting loose and trying to hit each shot over my target. One thing with me is I don't really think about hitting a draw. It kind of naturally happens. So when I'm over the ball, I'm not thinking, you know, I'm gonna draw this. I kind of set up to the target and it naturally will start a little bit to the right and draw back.
What a wonderful world.
I'm usually hit right around 5 balls with each club too. I'm not out here banging a ton of balls. 5 balls with each shot. I keep it pretty simple with the warm-up session. You know, I honestly try and focus mostly on short game like pitching and putting, because if I come out here and try and work on my swing before a round of golf, I'm gonna be thinking about all these different things. So I try and keep it very simple and just get loose. I hit 5 pitching wedges there. I'm gonna hit 5 7-irons here. Same everything, trying to hit it over the target.
What a wonderful world.
Feeling good. Now the body's starting to fire. We're getting loose.
Activating the glutes.
Yeah, back is starting to get warmed up. Where's my 4-iron at?
Probably somewhere at your apartment. Well, we're going on to the 5-iron.
Oh, it's on the ground. It's my alignment stick. Oh, that was embarrassing.
That was bad. Hey, just embrace it, Grant. Just embrace it.
So I was looking for my 4-iron there, and it was my alignment stick. So I'm actually going to hit the 5-iron. 5 5-irons here. Then we're going to hit hybrid 3-wood driver. And then I'm going to tell you what I do right before I tee off, because there's something I do a little bit different.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky.
All right, that last one felt great. That's one thing, if you guys are hitting your long irons good, like your 5-irons and 4-irons, you know your swing is in a good place. That's one thing. If I cannot hit a long iron, I know my swing is usually a little bit off. But when it's dialed in and I'm striping a 4-iron and 5-iron, that's the best feeling in the world. Let's move on to a hybrid, 5 of these, 5 3-woods, and then a couple drivers.
Also on the faces of people going by.
Oh.
I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do?
Usually by this time though, in a college event, I would know like what I'm gonna be hitting off the first tee or what I'm gonna be hitting on most of the tee shots. So when I'm hitting longer clubs like this, I'm visualizing how I'm gonna hit it off the tee for that specific hole. In a round of golf, I usually hit this, my 3-wood and my driver a lot off the tee. Now that we're onto the 3-wood, now I'm really thinking about tee shots, tee shots. What am I gonna be hitting this on? What kind of shot shapes? Maybe work it a little bit.
Also on the faces of people going by, I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? They're really saying I love you. What a wonderful.
Those might have been the best 5 3-woods I've ever hit. Those were all really solid shots. I only hit one really offline. It was a little bit to the right. When I'm hitting this, I'm kind of figuring out where I'm missing it that day. So maybe my miss might be a little right one day, might be a little left the other day. All depends on how my body is firing that day. Those were really good 3-woods. So that right there, those 5, gave me so much confidence in my 3-wood. So I know in my mind right now, if the driver is not working, I'm gonna be hitting a lot of 3-woods off the tee.
What a wonderful world.
Okay, one. Oh, that was the best one of the day.
That wrapped up the 5 drivers. Now the last thing I do before I tee off is I envision the first hole I'm gonna be playing for that round of golf. So we're gonna say it's a par 4, about 400 yards, usually is what I start on. And I'm gonna hit a driver, what I think I would have into the green, and get that feeling before I tee off, because that's a good like visual right there. If you can pull off the driver, pull off the iron shot, you can work off of that. You have that confidence. So last 2 shots here, gonna be a driver. I would say hit the driver about 300. So I would say I'm gonna hit it about, have around 120 yards, and I'll probably hit a pitching wedge for the second shot. Just hit a good drive there that was powerful, hit it in the center of the face, solid shot. Now I'm gonna say my target is this red flag, gonna try and hit it over there, but hit a good shot, ingrain that in the brain and get ready for the first tee shot. Woo, that was good, that was a good shot. Now I got a good visual, hit the good drive good, did everything well. Guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. This is something that's a little bit, like I said in the beginning, this is personal to my routine on how I get ready for a round of golf. I know you guys wanted to see this, so really happy I could do this video for you guys and just show you what goes through my head and how I cover all the aspects of my game before a round of golf. Sometimes a little challenging if they don't have a pitching area. If they have all the practice facilities available, that's how you do it. If you guys did enjoy that video, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and until next time guys, peace out.